Let me tell you how I made this matching pen and pencil set. I aligned the tubes with the wood and then trim the blanks to match. And if they're a little long, it's okay. I can clean that up with the barrel trimmer when I ream them out later. I use a spring-loaded center punch and then my bench top drill press using this little jig to keep the block straight. I scuff up the tubes and make a batch of 5-minute epoxy and insert them with a couple drops of super glue. After giving it all plenty of time to dry, I hit them with the barrel reamer and trimmer, and they're ready for the lathe. I set the blanks up on my Shopsmith between some 7mm slimline bushings. Then I grab my roughing gouge and I start getting rid of most of the material. I wanted these to be pretty heavy, so I left them pretty fat and used my skew chisel just to make a little chamfer at the end. Then I put on a small detail line with a hand carving chisel and then burned them in with a wire. And then I start sanding. Starting with about 100, I sand up through 800 with the sanding discs. Every once in a while I use my vibrating electric toothbrush to clean out those grooves. I put on 4 layers of CA glue finish, 1 drop at a time on a small piece of paper towel, sliding it back and forth for about 5 seconds before the finished wood gets sticky. After the CA finish, I wet sand from 1000 through 3000. Just 1 drop of water on the sandpaper at a time. Quick clean, and then I finish sand with the micro mesh pads from 1500 up through 12,000. Another quick clean, and then I put 1 drop of car polish on my finger and buff that in with a clean cotton rag. Another cleanup with the toothbrush, clean up with the chisel to make sure those little detail lines are clean, and then I'm ready to take it off the Shopsmith. Now that I have that process done for the pen, it's pretty much just repeat the exact same thing and copy the shape for the pencil. Trying this new CA glue that I found on Amazon. I think the brand name is called Miter Apple or Mitra Apple. I'm not sure how to say it, but pretty happy with it. It's got a consistency that's kind of a medium consistency, somewhere between the light Star Bond and the medium Star Bond. One of the bigger challenges I have working on pens when I put in the little detail line is keeping it clean with the super glue. I find that I sometimes have to go over it again with the chisel and use that electric toothbrush to keep it clean. It took me several pens to figure out how I wanted to apply the final step, the polish. I tried a number of different ways, like applying it directly from the micro mesh pad, and it made a mess. This method of putting on a little bit with my finger and buffing in with the cotton rag worked great. Once I've got them all shaped, I just bring them over to my workbench and assemble the pen. I don't have a pen press, so I just use my vise to push the pieces in together. Seems to work great. Sometimes I use a little block of wood or a neoprene pad to help